Thermomix owners. Thank you. Got it. Excellent. We always forget to record, so that's really, really good. So if you want to share this with anyone after the fact that you think may want a Thermomix but hasn't seen one or can't get to a demonstration, reach out to your consultant and we can forward that on for you to pass on to them. So that is fine too. Yeah, I've been a bit slack today and I haven't been able to get out. So it is guided cooking. Guided cooking means you don't have to follow it exactly. You've all seen grated cheese in the Thermomix. So I've actually just got the pizza cheese. So that's what I have chosen. So we'll just go back around and we'll pop that in there. And it's going to grate it, but we've already done that. And then we're going to put in 130 grams of marinated artichoke hearts. So drain them and pop them in. This is going to be our cheesy kind of topping, which is really lovely. So we'll hit next. As you can see, for those of you that hate cooking and you can't be bothered with it, this takes all the effort out. You're just hitting next, next, next. Those that love cooking, awesome for you guys too, because it becomes your apprentice in the kitchen and you can just cook so many wonderful things that you probably wouldn't try if you don't have a Thermomix. So we'll hit next and we're just going to chop all the cheese and the artichokes up. So 5 seconds. And hit next. And it tells us to pop it in a bowl and set it aside. Now, I am actually going to chop that up a tiny bit more. And this is where, if you didn't know, guys, you can go back and we're just going to go up a bit more because that's how I like it. So that's how I'm doing it. And let's hit next. So that's all chopped perfectly, artichokes and cheese. So we're going to pop that into a bowl and set aside. Now, this is where a second bowl comes in handy because I don't need to clean and dry my mixing bowl. I'm just going to put the next one on. And let's hit next. Okay, today it asked for 2 garlic cloves. I am doing 3 because we love garlic. And 20 grams of olive oil. So just pop that in. And pop the lid on. Once again, we're just chopping that. Now, if you're getting out your little garlic mincer thing and trying to clean that all the time, really annoying. Whereas you've got your garlic, 3 seconds, all chopped, and you're just going to continue. So same with onions, guys, just chop it in half and chuck it in your Thermomix. There's no crying, there's no, yucky smelling hands. It just all goes straight in there. Then we're going to, with the inbuilt scales, I'm going to set them back to 0. And it says 400 grams of chopped tomatoes. Hit next. Hit next, there we go. And salt, I actually put that in the tomatoes. You don't need to see me putting in salt. Now, 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of cumin. So we like it a lot in here. So we're just going to do quite heavy-handed with that one. Now, if you had cumin seeds, you could ground it in your Thermomix. The milling in the Thermomix is absolutely amazing. So you can grind all your spices fresh yourself. You can dry roast them as well. So you just pop them in the bottom. You pop the seeds that you want in, so coriander, cumin, fennel, pop them in and put them on, Varoma for about 3 minutes. Wait for them to cool down and then mill them. And you've got beautiful roasted spices, and the house smells absolutely amazing when you do that. So let's go next, and some dried oregano. Now, about 1/4 teaspoon. Once again, I'm heavy-handed, so nearly a teaspoon there. Now, I never know how to say it, cayenne pepper, whatever it is, I don't like it. I find it too spicy, so I'm skipping that one. And we're going to put in some chili powder. So just a teaspoon of that one as well. That goes in. Look at all these beautiful fresh ingredients. So those that are really interested in, you know, what goes into your food, the additives and preservatives, the beauty of the Thermomix is you have total control over what goes into your food. So that's absolutely fantastic. Now we're placing the Varoma dish. So this is where you get to see this part, guys, because I know that there's quite a few of you out there that don't use this enough. It's an absolutely fantastic feature of the Thermomix. You can do all your steaming, lots of cooking, but it's asking us to pop it on there and weigh 500 grams of chicken thigh fillets cut into thin strips. I don't like chicken thigh. You can use whatever. Chicken thigh is better because it's got better flavour apparently, but no one in my family will eat brown chicken meat. So I've done chicken breast and then lightly season it with salt and pepper. Now in the middle, see how I've left that gap there? The reason why you can build it up around the sides and have that gap there is because you need the steam to get up and around. If you're finding that your food isn't cooking in your Varoma, it may be because you're not leaving enough room for the steam to get up. If you've got quite a lot of food in there, you can always put a couple of egg rings underneath, or, you know, a fork, like crisscross your forks. But yeah, you do need the steam to get up and around and circulate. So don't put a whole bag of peas in and expect them to cook. So we'll pop that on back here and hit next. And we've seasoned with salt and pepper. And then we're putting the tray on, which is this part here. And we are 120 grams of baby spinach. So I think mine's about 90 grams. That's all I had. So that's going to be what we're having. Yep, 90 grams. Okay, you can see that. Yep. All right, pop the lid on. And you can see that it's set the time for us. It's set the temperature. So we're doing 14 minutes on Varoma, and we're going to turn the dial to speed 2. So we'll just go around like that. Okay, and now I think, yes, we are. We're going to head over to Wendy, who will be doing the Japanese pancakes.
Hi, everyone. So I find this one a little bit tricky to say. That's why we called it Japanese pancakes. But if you are looking for it in Cookadoo, it is called okonomiyaki. There we go. And so it makes about 4 portions, depending on the size of the pancake. You can make them a bit smaller and spread that dish out a little bit. And probably takes about 20 minutes to prep. Total cooking time about 30 minutes. So I'm going to go to my screen and start cooking. I'd already saved this one in my week. And it's asking for 20 grams of honey, which we've already done. Let's pour this out. It's quite thick, this one. Again, just important if you are weighing out on the scales, just to set that tare back to 0. And Japanese soy sauce. Now for this dish, there's a few in my family that are celiac, so I've actually substituted the soy sauce, so the tamari, as a gluten-free option. Also with the flour, I've also used plain gluten-free flour, again, to make it a fully gluten-free dish. So that was Japanese soy sauce, and then 60 grams of tomato ketchup. This actually makes a really delicious sauce. We had this for dinner last week when the cookbook came out. And then we're going to have 40 grams of Worcestershire sauce. Again, gluten-free option.
And there's actually a really good recipe for Worcestershire sauce on Cookadoo as well. So if you want to have a go at making your own, have a look.
I'll have a look at that one after this. Okay, and then we're just going to insert measuring cup, make it a little bit noisy. And it's going to cook for 8 minutes at 100 degrees.
Thanks for that, Wendy. Okay. Okay, we are actually going to go over to Helen now, and she's going to show us. I'll just go over. There we go. And she's going to make us the golden latte.
Thank you. Welcome to my kitchen. As Kirsten said, I'm going to make something really quick and easy today. It's called the golden latte. So my screen's a little bit hard to see. I'll just bring you a little bit closer.
No,
Take me off my name.
no, that's just giant.
I'll just put that person on mute.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
So we'll start cooking golden latte. So it's asking for 2 centimetre piece of fresh turmeric peeled, 2 centimetre fresh ginger peeled, 2 teaspoons of extra virgin coconut oil, tablespoon of pure maple syrup. Now, ginger and turmeric, they are great antioxidants and great for anti-inflammatory as well. So we'll press next, insert my lid. Oops, just went too far then.
Oh,
Too far, you can press the arrow to go backwards. So you can go back to where you should have been. So now I'm going to blitz this for 6 seconds and turn the dial to speed 6.
okay. So whilst that's blitzing, I just saw on Helen's screen, you'll notice with the TM6, there's some new features. And one of them is that some of our recipes contain videos, which is really, really cool. So I think Helen's going to be showing that in a moment.
It's going to come next. So I'll press the next. So now it's asking me to scrape down the sides of the mixing bowl with my spatula. If you're not too sure what that actually means, they've got a little video for you to see. I'm not quite sure if you'll see it, but when I press the play button, it'll bring up the video. Can you see that? Oh, yes, you can see that.
Yep.
So you take off the lid and you're just using your spatula to scrape all the way around the sides of your bowl.
That's fantastic, Helen. And there's also recipes, for example, that are quite complex with regards to plaiting bread and things like that, where you might read the recipe and think, what? And you'll see the video and they'll actually show you how to do it. So that's a really awesome feature of the 36, the TM6.
TM6. So press next. I forgot to get my milk, so I'll grab that. So I'm getting 500 grams of milk.
Now, could we use any milk with this, Helen?
Yes, you can use any milk with this. You can use almond milk or soy milk. It does suggest that if you wanted to use an alternative milk in the hints and tips within the recipe, it actually suggests soy or almond milk if you prefer rather than cow's milk.
Oh, fantastic.
So 500 grams of milk. So I'll just tear my scales back to 0 because it does weigh it for you. So
And while she's weighing that in, you can also make almond milk in your Thermomix. For those of you that haven't tried it, that's a great option for anyone dairy-free or anyone just trying to sort of get off a little bit of dairy. And the one that we've tried recently that I thought was quite nice was the cashew milk. I wasn't a big fan of the almond milk, but the cashew milk was really, really lovely. So give that a go as well.
I love that one. I made that. It's really, really nice. So press next, insert the lid. So now it's going to heat my milk and cook it for 5 minutes and turning my selector dial to speed 2. So before I do that, I'll just show you what's going to happen once I finish that. I'm going to keep my measuring cup inside the lid and then I'm going to blitz it for 2 minutes, turning my dial to speed 9. So it's just going to mix it all together and help to froth the milk a bit better. So that blending mode, that's really good for if you're making soups or if you're making smoothies or just anything in general that you want to blend it all together and make it really yummy.
Excellent.
So I will continue with my cooking time. I'll just go back to my 5 minutes, turn to speed 2, and I'll come back and show you the end result.
Okay. Now, Wendy, are you ready or shall I go next?
No, it's still cooked. Oh, It's still cooking.
That's
So
fine.
another 2 minutes.
No worries. Okay, we'll go back to me. No, wrong one. Hang on a sec. We will go here. Go and okay. So what I'm going to quickly do is for those of you that haven't used Cookadoo or aren't that familiar with Cookadoo, whilst we're waiting for things to cook, we will quickly go through that. So I'm just going to share my screen with you. So here's your main screen for your Cookadoo. You can personalize it yourself. Now, for those of you, I know a lot of you are saying to me, how do you get that recipe? I can't find it. Make sure that you open up your filters, and you can do that permanently. You need to do it. You can't do it on the app, and you can't do it on your machine. So make sure you're in like Safari or on your computer, and I'll show you how to do that. So if you go up into where it's your account and you go to view profile, if you scroll down, keep on going, and this is a relatively new feature, but if you go update filter, so at the moment, a lot of you will have just Australia in there, but if you update it, you can put all the English speaking countries, and that means it will do the searches through all of those Cookadoos every single time you search for a recipe. So it just gives you a lot more. So update your filters there, and you've also got, you can choose if you want your cooking style, veggie cook, chefy cook. I like to think I'm a bit of a chef. Anyone can be with a Thermomix, but let's go back. Okay, so let's do a quick search for something and see how we can do it. So we've got chicken in the fridge, and we have got capsicum in the fridge. Chicken with capsicum, there we go, perfect. So it brings up all the recipes that have chicken and capsicum in it. Pretty cool. So you go through these, find which one you like. Let's say it's the first one here. We'll click on it. You can hit cook today. You can bookmark it. If you press cook today, when you turn on your Thermomix, it will be there in your cook today.
Sorry,
you can add.
Sorry, we can't see your screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I've been talking all that time.
Sorry.
Okay. Yep, let's quickly go back. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, I was watching the chat and I wasn't watching your screen.
Okay. Why isn't it sharing? All right, let's go back. That's okay.
I had a question though, with your enchiladas, can you use frozen spinach?
Good question. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. I think you definitely could, but what I would do is thaw it out and then put it in the end part when you're cooking it. So you wouldn't need to steam it as such. You could. Actually, I don't see why you wouldn't. Yeah, just pop it in the varoma, or at the end part you can put it in, because it still goes in the oven for 15 minutes. So you just want it to mix through. So probably just thaw it out a little bit and pop it in the next stage. I'll tell you when. Now I've just completely lost everything. So let's go back to the very start. We'll go back to me. We'll go share screen. This one. All right. Can you see my cooking?
Yes.
Phew. Okay. So as I was saying, I'll quickly do it. So we'll go back to, I've got everything here. So if you wanted to update your filters, go view profile, down, update filter. So then you can do all your searches there. If we're going for a search and we have got chicken with capsicum, so let's say we have found this particular dish, we like that, you can add it to a collection. So ideas for collections, think of Spotify or Netflix, where you've got your little playlists. That's where this is really good. So I've got birthdays, the kids' favourite snacks. So someone in your house, just say you've got a John in your house and he really loves cheesecake, you can put his favourite cheesecake in his collection. So he goes to the Thermomix, looks up John's favourite snacks, and it will have his cheesecake in there. I've got Christmas recipes that I love. You can do it for, take to a barbecue. So recipes that I might take to someone's house. And then you can do also add to my week. So you can choose the day that you want to cook it. So let's put that one on the 22nd and save. So then you can go into my week. Once you've gone through all your recipes, and then you can, I'm just clearing that out. So let's say we're looking at everything. Oh, this is what I'm cooking today. Now we're cooking this, but I don't think I've got everything. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add that to my shopping list and then show you shopping list. You can go through and you can tick everything off. Now, this is fantastic. This is a really good feature of Cookadoo because you can go through and you can tick these off as you put them in. So take your phone with you because we all have to have our phones with our check-ins now. So you take your phone with you and you can actually click it off as you put it into your trolley in the supermarket. You could do that, or you could order ingredients. So it goes straight through to Woolworths, goes into the cart, which is really, really handy, and you can get delivery. So you don't even have to go to the supermarket, or you can organise to have pickup. But you can see here, you can add additional items like shampoo, all of that, and pop them in. So I'll just show you what it looks like. If we do order ingredients, what it will do is select. So you set up your store, which I've already done. But what it will do is choose particular brands, but that doesn't matter because you can actually swap it out. So you don't have to stress. You can go, no, that's too expensive, or I want one that's on special or a particular brand. You can select it and swap it over. And then it just takes you straight to your Woolworths cart. Pretty impressive. One thing I will show you as well, just really, really quickly, is not only can you do searches via recipes, you can also do it by collections. So if we go over here, see where it says recipes, you can go collections, and this is where you will see all our cookbooks and our little collections, which our collections are, you know, they may only have 9 or 10 recipes in them, but the latest one that we've had that has come out has been the flavors of Japan. And if you have Cookadoo, you have access to all of these. So Cookadoo is $49 a year, which if you're someone who buys one cookbook, why wouldn't you do this and you get worldwide access? Absolutely fantastic. So if you've got a TM5 or a TM6, you can put these on your machine. The difference is with the TM6, you can actually see all the pictures and everything. If you have a TM31, that's okay too. You can register for Cookadoo. It just means that you'll have to do it on your phone or on your iPad and manually tell the machine what to do. But you can put it in and it will only bring up 31 recipes for you. So you can still play around on this and it's absolutely brilliant. I'm going to go back over now.
There is a question, Kirsten. Someone wants to know if you can show them, please, how do you delete a recipe from your collection?
Yes, okay, good question. So let's go in, we'll go my recipe. So I'm going into my collections and let's just say we've got Bernie. Okay, so this is, you just go here on the 3 little dots and hit remove. Done. So that will no longer be in there. So you can tidy up your collections and you can make, you know, make it a lot cleaner if you want to get rid of some recipes. So hopefully that answered that question for that person. Yep, awesome. All right, I'll stop share on there and I'll go back to, it's me again, I think. Or Wendy, how about your pancakes? Are you ready to go to the next step?
Yep, I can go. I'm ready.
Okay, we'll go over to Wendy.
Okay, so the sauce is cooked. There we go. And it just tells you to set aside until later, which I'm doing now. And then because I don't have a second bowl yet, I had to physically wash my bowl because it wants it to be nice and clean and dry. So that is my next investment I'm saving up for, is to get a second bowl, because I'm very jealous of Kerr, having seen her today with 2, and it was a lot quicker for her and more convenient. So it's asking for 2 spring onions or shallots, trimmed and cut into thirds. For today, I've actually got spring onions, so we're just going to pop those in and click next and insert measuring cup into the bowl lid. and go next. And this is just for 2 seconds. And done. We're going to add 200 grams of water. So it's important you get the fluids right in this. I actually made some earlier on today, and I think I was probably about 10 grams short of the water, and the pancake mixture just wasn't as runny as what it had done previously. So we'll make sure that we get the right amount in here. Normally I don't bother too much about being so exact with the guided cooking, but for this one, I feel it's, oh, we've gone a little bit over now. Hopefully they're not too runny. With this one, I think it's a little bit important to follow. Now, dashi powder. I haven't been able to find dashi powder, especially being in lockdown. So an alternative for it is like chicken stock, or I'm just actually using my vegetable stock that I have here. I'm just going to put 1 teaspoon in, and it will do the same trick. And 4 eggs. Those in there. Now, I did read somewhere not to tap anything onto your lid. Kerr may be able to confirm this, because it can affect the scales of the machine. I'm not sure whether it's a myth or a true fact, Kerr. Have you heard that one? No.
Oh, you don't want to be tapping too hard.
No, we're not with the eggs anyway. And 100 grams of plain flour. So this one, I've got the gluten-free flour. Let's pop that in there. A 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. And a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. And we're going to insert the lid. Measuring cup into there. And this is just for 5 seconds on speed 4.
I cannot wait to see this dish. We went to Japan a couple of years ago and fell in love with the country, and their food was awesome as well. And yeah, this was a favourite of ours. So that was quick. Everything's so quick with the Thermomix.
Very quick. Okay, we've got 400 grams of white cabbage thinly sliced. Again, a trick with this one, it really does need to be thinly sliced, especially when it's going in the frying pan, just to make sure that it all gets coated in the butter. And especially take the core of the cabbage out as well. We don't want that part in. It's filling up quite well today. There we go. A little bit more. That's fine. Now, Kerr mentioned earlier about the guided cooking, and with the new update, it has had a couple of features that we can watch videos, which I'll show you in a second. I'm just going to add 40 grams of pickled ginger. And I'm just going to play the video. So we take the measuring cup out and we're going to pop in the spatula. I'll just show the video. And basically we're just going to turn the spatula around to try and evenly stir in the mixture with the cabbage. The blades don't interfere. We're going to go clockwise. Okay. And click next. And we're going to do 30 seconds on speed 3.
There you go. So Thermomix think of everything, and that spatula is the only spatula that you should be putting in your machine when it is on. And the reason being is because they've designed it so it's got that little guard there. So if you're making sorbet or, you know, where you do have to stir things around, just like what Wendy is doing, then you can put that particular spatula in and it's not going to get all chewed up, which is absolutely fantastic. So she's nearly at the end, and it's quite easy to do, isn't it, Wendy? You're just moving it around.
I'm just moving it around, so I'll show you with the lid off. I probably would prefer to stir it a little bit more. So we've got the cabbage in there. We've still got the mixture down at the bottom, and then it's going to be ready to be placed in. I've actually put it in a measuring cup just to compact the mixture into a cup so it's easier to put in the frying pan. And just each time you do that, just important to give the mixture a stir again so that the batter hasn't sunken down to the bottom.
Fantastic.
Okay.
All right. I might show you a bit more of mine and then we can come over to you after. Yeah?
Sure. Yep, all good.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so mine has finished cooking. So I'll show you here. So we've steamed. I've got it just here. I'll just go back. All right, so it's finished, it's 14 minutes. Then it says to remove the varoma and set aside, which I've done. I will show you how that looks in a sec. Transfer 1/3 of the tomato mixture into a jug. So it's all cooked in there. And I've just put some of it in here, which isn't 1/3. Never said I was good at math. Okay, so we'll put a bit more in there. Don't tell anyone that I worked at bank for 13 years and I can't do 1/3. Okay, so next, 60 grams of cream cheese. So we'll just pop that in. And the cooked chicken. So I'll show you how that came out. So I'm using the lid of my varoma tray as the drip tray so it doesn't go everywhere. But the chicken's all cooked, which is really good. So we would just pop that in. And, you know, making things in the varoma, especially if you guys eat seafood at all. So fish in your varoma, when you steam it, it is just so lovely. It's absolutely beautiful. You can still do your skins on the fry pan if you want to for your salmon and stuff. But it is just really, really lovely. And you can do all your veggies down below and you can do your fish up the top. There is a tray that we have on the mix shop and that can go in. It's a silver tray and it's, you know, under 20 bucks. It's really good. And it stops all that drip going through the rest of your varoma. So if you want to cook things on that, you can as well. And then we're going to add, so cooked chicken and our spinach, which is nicely cooked, wilted. So we'll just pop that in. Hit next. And we're going to do half of the artichokes and cheese mix that we had. So you can see this all coming together with these yummy flavors, and the rest we save to go on the top at the end. So pop the lid on and we'll just mix that for 15 seconds. Whilst that is happening, if you're really enjoying this and you have a Thermomix yourself, a TM6 especially, talk to your consultant because we really feel like we're in a bubble here at Thermomix. And, you know, we're in lockdown, shitty weather, as I said earlier, and we're doing this. And this is our job. So I wouldn't call it a job, but absolutely love it. And I'm cooking for my family at the same time. So if you have been considering it, please reach out. You can talk to us at the end or talk to your consultant and they can run through everything. Why am I talking about this? Well, one, because I love it, but this month we have the half price business kit. So to jump on board, all you need to do is purchase a business kit, which has a Thermomix carry bag in it, valued at $125. It has a thermoserve valued at, I think they're around 100 and something, 120 maybe. Someone else might be able to confirm that for me. And a bread mat for $62.50. Yeah, bargain. So if you love your Thermomix, you don't have to be into sales. You just have to share the Thermomix love and talk to people like we are and cook for your family at the same time. So have a think about it and reach out at the end if need be. So we did that. And now to assemble, I'm just going to show you one. So all we're doing is putting that filling, which is here. Look at this. Yum. Well, it smells yum. It might look like dog food there, but we're just going to fill each tortilla. So I'll bring you around here. Yeah. And I do need a spoon. That might help. You just feel, I'll show you what. So it's shredded yummy chicken with all of those flavors that we had. Now you could add some more flavors in if you like. Oh, look at that cheesy goodness. So I did use the pizza cheese, so it's very stringy. So if you have a look, you're just doing that. and then you're just wrapping them. And so they don't unfold, put it with the seam down. If you can all see that. So seam down. So you just do that and continue. Now, Helen, did we want to quickly pop over to you just while I'm doing these, because we don't need to see me do 6 of these, and just see, is your latte all finished? And we can have a look at that and then come back to me.
Sure.
Yeah, because I'd love to see it.
Hang on a sec. I can't spotlight myself. Can you spotlight me?
I can do that for you. Replace. There we go. No, that's not you. I can't spotlight you either.
Oh, I don't know why.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Maybe if I take my video, put my video on, that might work.
There we go. Replace spotlight. Over to you, Helen.
Thanks, Kirsten. Okay, I've poured my latte into my glasses. This recipe is for 2, so I've poured them into my glasses. I just gave them a little sprinkle with some turmeric, and they really taste awesome. Now, it does say that you can strain it through a sieve if you like, but I didn't really need to do that. I noticed when I'd first chopped it up, it was a little chunky, but when I did the 2 minutes blitzing it for speed 9 at the end, it actually chopped a whole lot up, and there's nothing to sift through. So I'm sorry, I've already started this. It's actually beautiful. Let me just try and show you without spilling on my computer there. It's a bit hard to see. But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
2 great glasses out of that. It tastes awesome.
And as you said, Helen, turmeric is really good for anti-inflammatory, and it's an antioxidant as well. So not only are you having a really lovely drink, but you're also giving yourself some goodness there, which is fantastic. We will come back to me. So you didn't need to see me do 6 of them. So if we can come back to my Thermomix, Helen. And all right, so I've prepared them. So they've all got the filling in them. And then we are going to do, we'll put the tomato sauce on the top. Now, I know that these do leak out quite a bit from previous experience, so you don't need too much on top. And then we've got the cheese mixture. And that just goes on like that, and that will all melt. And you want to obviously spread it out nice and evenly. There we go. And that's going to go in the oven on 195 degrees for about 15, 20 minutes. And it will be ready to eat. Now you can serve this with sour cream. You can serve it with extra chili, some coriander. I will show you if you're, yep, we should be done by then. So we'll pop that in.
Which wraps did you use, Kirsten?
Pardon?
Which wraps did you use?
Oh, okay. So when we're talking wraps, I actually used tortilla wraps just from the supermarket. But you can, there's many types of wraps that you can actually search for on Cookadoo or the recipe community. But one type of wrap that I swear by is the Skinny Mixers pita wraps. Make them yourself. They stretch, they don't break. They are really easy to make, and they freeze really well. So you can freeze them, you can make them in bulk, freeze them as you pull them out of the freezer. They only take a little bit to defrost, and really, really good. But those were supermarket ones that I bought, and they're just normal ones. But you could use any type of wraps that you like, whether it be gluten-free or normal. So that's those. The next thing I'm going to show you is... Yeah.
Have you tried substituting chicken for beef or anything else?
You could do that. I know that, Helen, you actually made a beef one the other day, and that was a really good one, wasn't it?
It was a beef and bean enchiladas. It's a really good one.
Oh, okay. You could do it. This particular recipe, I would leave it as it is, unless anyone else who's really good with the Thermomix and substituting things like that. But I would just look for one that you can do for beef, like the one that Helen suggested that she made the other day. But I would leave this one as chicken. Any other questions while we're chatting?
No, sorry, that's all.
Okay, cool. I'm going to show you now. I'll just move my camera over to my other Thermomix. Oh, and I'll just quickly show you. See this little thing in the corner? The mini vac. Is there anyone on that got the mini vac with their purchase last month? I would love to know. When you're a consultant, you have different opportunities where you can, certain amount of sales, you can earn things. So I earned my mini vac last month for 3 sales, which was really cool. But hands up or just a comment in the chat box if you got a mini vac and if you love it. They are on the mix shop if anyone wants to have a look. All right, cocktail time. We need one. It's lockdown. So there's many different types of cocktails you can do, but we are going to, this is super quick, super easy. So I will show you. Did I mention the purchase gift? This, if anyone is thinking of purchasing as well. Yeah, I did. Okay. All right, let's go. So this is a strawberry and gin fizz. You can do this. You can swap it up as much as you like. You can do vodka. You can make it a non-alcoholic drink. Really easy. So let's go. 1 tablespoon of icing sugar that you can mill in your Thermomix. So you only need raw sugar when you've got a Thermomix. Same as if a recipe calls for rice flour, chuck your rice in, blitz it up, 10 seconds, done. So we've put sugar in. You don't have to put the sugar in if you don't want to. It's just as lovely without, but it does take the tartness off. So we'll pop that in. And then 60 grams of lime juice. So approximately 2 to 3 limes. So pop that in. And when you're juicing your limes and your lemons, guys, just on the top, you can actually juice them here, leaving your MC lid on, and it will catch all your pips. And then all your juice will just run through, and then you can get rid of your pips. So that's just a little tip for you there. And then 250 grams of strawberries cut into slices. I only had 185. I did have 250 at the beginning of this, but I've had children walking past eating the strawberries. So this also is a healthy drink if we'd like to justify our drinking habits. So we have the strawberries. Strawberries are full of antioxidants, great fruit. So I consider this one to be healthy, just as healthy as Helen's drink. So let's go next. 120 grams of gin. So put the gin in that you like or you purchase. I'm only going to do about 100 because it's just hubby and I, and really. Okay, and then we pop the lid on. And we're going to stir that up. We're not crushing it all. We're just kind of moving it around. It does go on reverse. So we're just spinning it and sort of breaking up those strawberries a little bit. In my thermoserve, so I've got the mini thermoserve. The thermoserves you can get if you host a demonstration. Now, these days, all it has to be is inviting a friend to one of these, and you can get your hands on these if they purchase Thermomix. If they don't purchase, you can get these at a discounted price. So I put my ice in here, and I put that in over an hour ago. So as you can see, they keep things really cool for up to about 2 hours and piping hot for about 2 hours. So really, really good. The small ones are now on the mix shop. The bigger ones are still for cooking experiences. So if you want one, guys, reach out to your consultant and they can organise something like this, choosing something you want to see. Yes, absolutely. I just saw that, Marie. They can go in the dishwasher. Okay, so that's just mixed up. You're welcome. And okay, how easy is that? So if you want to break it up a little, can I say, guys, that smells so good. The sugar, lime, and strawberries. You could blitz it up a little. I'm not. I want to keep the strawberries whole. So then what we do is pop them into our glasses. So the strawberries have infused all of that beautiful gin. And then what we're going to do is just add some ice. As you know, we don't have to be out to be having a cocktail. Make our own fun at home. So we're going to go how much would you charge? I reckon $12 for this. Thank you very much. And I've just made it in my Thermomix and it was the most simple thing ever. Look at this. Notice how I go for the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Let me taste it. Absolutely delish. Really, really lovely. I won't keep on drinking that. What I'm going to do, I don't think, what's the time? Yeah, I'm going to show you quickly the modes for those of you that don't have a TM6, what that's all about. So you can quickly see the differences. And then I might show you my enchiladas. And Wendy, how are you going with your pancakes? Did we need to cross over to you yet?
You know, you keep going. I'm all good. We'll flip back later.
Okay. All right. So we'll go into the modes. So you've seen that page. So you can do your searches. Like I showed you on Cookadoo, you can do it all on your machine. Absolutely fantastic. It's got down here, handpicked for you. So depending on your preferences is what is going to come up. It brings out all the latest recipes. So if there's ever been a cookbook, a new cookbook, so for example, the Japanese one, they will all start appearing up here. So that's pretty special. Now with the modes, if we go across to here, so I'll quickly go through these. So we've got scales. You've seen that today. You've seen inbuilt scales. We've got our dough function. You don't need to be changing blades with the Thermomix, which is absolutely fantastic. You've always got just one set of blades, whether it be making ice cream or whether it's making what we did, a cocktail. You've got turbo. That's great for mincing meat and for chopping ice and things like that. Pre-clean, that is a favorite of mine. So the TM5 does have a pre-clean function on it. Must I say though, sorry TM5 people, this is so much better. So this particular one, you do exactly the same, but you've got choices here. So you pop in a litre of water, pop your detergent in, and you choose what you've been making. So if you've been making pizza dough or bread, the dough can get stuck under the blades and it's quite annoying to clean. So you just choose the dough clean and it will clean. And then all you have to do, rinse it out the sink, maybe give it a little bit of a wipe down and then put it on the dish rack to dry. Really, really good. You've also got, if you're making fat or caramel or even the browning function with the high heat and the base of your bowl has, you know, you've got the burnt food on there, you choose that and it should clean most of it off. Mind you, everything is dishwasher safe. You can put your bowl in there by all means. I have been, ever since I've had a Thermomix, you can put everything in the dishwasher, but pre-clean is a favorite. Blending, so your soups, silky, velvety, beautiful. You can use that. You can use it for your smoothies. You can use it for all sorts of stuff. So we'll go back. Egg boiler. This is a favorite of mine. I love the egg boiler. You pop your eggs in. The blades don't actually move. So that's the difference. But you pop your eggs in, pop the water in, and then you choose how you want your eggs. So you've got here soft, medium, medium hard. Choose it, turn the dial, and it will ring when they're done. And they are done to perfection every time. Then we've got the kettle. That's self-explanatory, I think. But you can set the kettle. If you're a green tea drinker and you want it at a particular temperature, you can set it to say 85 degrees. And when it's done, you'll know. The next one. So warm-up mode. Warm-up mode is great for especially those that have young babies. Really, really good. If you're trying to reheat milk or puree, you can set it to say, let's say if we've got a little bubba who's just starting out on food, you could set it to 37 degrees. So it's just taken the chill off it. And because it is even, because it's thermal heating, it's not like a microwave. You know how you have all the hot spots in a microwave? None of that in here. If it's, whether it's 3 minutes or 20 minutes that you have it on for, it will be 37 degrees all the way around. If you've got, you know, soup or spag bol from the night before, you'll just make it about 80 degrees and heat it up. So really good. No need for a microwave there. The next thing we have is the thicken. Thinking of gravies, hollandaise sauce, bechamel sauce, all those sorts of things. Super easy in your Thermomix. And if you want to thicken them up, this is great. Custards, those sorts of things. In the new cookbook, I made the peanut and chocolate custard the other day. We had a 50-50 hit and miss rate here. So I loved it and one of my kids loved it and the other two hated it, but I thought it was fantastic. What else? We've got a rice cooker. Don't need to go into that. Rice, fluffy, beautiful every time. If you haven't made rice in your Thermomix, I'm quite surprised when I talk to people and they say, I've never made it in my Thermomix. Please reach out to your consultant because you're missing out. It is easy. And once you've nailed it, it is beautiful in your Thermomix. What else have we got? We've got fermentation. So that is great for, as I said before, so you can prove your dough, your bread dough in your varoma up above. And especially in Melbourne weather where you've got nowhere to prove it, put it on fermentation mode, put it in the varoma and let it heat up in there, or prove and do its thing. Also making yogurts. So those of you that spend lots of money on yogurt, have a look, reach out to your consultant, ask them about making yogurt because it is a game changer. Coconut yogurt for those that are dairy free. There's a coconut yogurt that I've been making in here and it is wonderful and it's so easy. What else have we got? We're nearly at the end here. So we've got slow cook. That's self-explanatory. Yes, your Thermomix can slow cook now, which is brilliant. And sous vide. So that's the cooking in vacuum sealed bags. So I think we're going to head over to Wendy now. Are you right to go, Wendy?
Yep, I'm all good. Sorry, I was just going over to fry. So as you can see, a perfectly cooked Japanese pancake. With the sesame oil, it just smells beautiful. Can't wait to tuck in.
Excellent. And can we see one drizzled with a little bit of your beautiful...
There we go. So with this one, the dish says to put with pork, but I actually put some oyster mushrooms and Swiss brown mushrooms on the top. I just sauteed them a little bit while I was cooking the pancake. Put a little bit of the ginger on for a topping, and then I've got the sauce that we made earlier, and then the Japanese mayonnaise, which there is a recipe on Cookadoo for that too, or you can get that from the supermarket. So it just gives it that really nice flavour, and yeah, delicious. Can't wait.
Yay. And that looks restaurant quality there. That looks, I'd be very happy if I had that served to me. And your kids have requested this a couple of times now.
Yes, so when did the recipe book come out? I think it was midweek, and we've already had it twice, so this is the third time.
Excellent.
But we had it with the pork the first time, and that was also delicious, really, really tasty. But yeah, I mixed it up a little bit today.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Helen, can you shoot it? Yep, thank you. Shoot it back to me. So I will show you my dish in a sec. I'm just waiting for it to finish. So I will finish up with you guys. So what do you get when you purchase a Thermomix? So for the next few days, it's $2,269. Then the price goes up. But you get everything that you've seen here. You get the steaming basket, you get the splash guard, which is for high heat for the TM6. You get your spatula, you get your MC and your butterfly, and most of all, you get your consultant. Why do we not sell these at, say, David Jones and Myers and things like that? Because the Thermomix does so much. And if you were to go there, purchase one, bring it home, I'm sure that you'd have a few little things to do with it, but you would not use it to its full potential. So The consultant comes with your machine and they are there to help you and make sure that it fits perfectly into your kitchen. So if you would like to find out more, please reach out, stay on at the end, whether it be about the business or whether it be about purchasing the TM6, we are happy to help. And yeah, that's all I really need to talk about today. I don't think my enchiladas are ready, but let's have a quick look. So I'll just take you over. And do you know what? I'm going to bring them out to show you, and then I will put them back in for another 5 minutes. But just so we can wrap it up. This is where I drop things and burn myself. No, I won't. I'm great with the Thermomix, not good with the oven. All right. So I would put a little bit more cheese on this next time, but one hand. So this is what it looks like. It smells delicious, but I know that the family love this particular one. But you've got your cheese on the top. You've got your artichokes. That cheese needs to brown up a little bit more, so I'm going to leave it in for a little bit longer. But there we go. So I hope you've enjoyed today. And thank you, Helen, for being in the chat and showing us that awesome latte, the healthy one. And thank you, Wendy, for cooking the pancakes. It's been loads of fun. If you'd like to stay on and chat to us, please feel free, but I'm going to pop this back in the oven. Otherwise, wishing you the best of luck, guys, through lockdown. And please reach out if you want more of these, because we are happy to do them. We have a lot of fun. All right. See ya.